when you get one of those top 3 to 4 players, certainly it can change your franchise, and it's somebody that you want to continue to build around. It's exciting. It's exciting for our fans and our team.
The Indiana Fever just made a play that changed the course of the game. Let's examine what this means for the future of the Fever. Kelly Krakoff, the man behind their 2012 championship squad, is back as president. But will she be able to assemble a successful squad around star athlete Caitlin Clark? Krauskopf's return to the Fever is nothing short of a blockbuster move. From 2000 to 2018, she guided the team to unprecedented heights, assembling a successful team around herself and culminating in that unforgettable 2012 WNBA championship. Now that she's back in control, she must recreate that magic.
I saw the news yesterday about Kelly Krauskopf. She's going to be leaving us to go run the Fever again. Super happy for her. She was a huge part of our front office and helping us build our team and run our team from day to day. And definitely going to miss her.
However, during Krauskopf's last tenure, the court has changed. The Fever has suffered in the seasons leading up to 2024, and there is a lot of pressure to assemble a successful squad around Caitlin Clark. With an average of more than 177,000 fans at home games, the rookie phenom has already energized crowds and driven attendance to all-time highs. The Fever are now dominating the league in attendance.
Although it didn't end the way we wanted it to end, there was a lot of optimism. There was a lot of enthusiasm.
Before we break it down, please remember to subscribe to the channel. Are you ready to go? Krauskopf's leadership may be the key to turning this popularity surge into on-court success. The question on everyone's mind is whether she can assemble a championship-caliber team around Clark and bring the trophy back to Indiana.
Background in terms of growing up in the organization and understanding everything, the nuances around it, and certainly gives us great perspective. Such great insight as a player, first of all, and I think that's so valuable to an organization like ours.
The return of Kelly Krakoff to the Indiana. With her track record of creating championship-caliber teams, Fever's appointment as president is not just a throwback. It could be a game-changer for the team's future. All eyes are on Krakoff's next course of action. Will she restructure the coaching staff, reshape the roster, or do both? Her choice in the upcoming weeks could make or break Indiana's hopes of winning the championship. Krauskopf's first significant choice most likely concerns the role of head coach. Although Christie's sides guided the team back to the playoffs, her coaching approach has come under fire, especially for her defensive tactics. The Fever's defense, which finished second in the league, is a serious flaw that needs quick fixing. Sid's rotation plan, which mostly relies on playing her stars for the majority of the game, is another. She also has the strategic ability to control the game's flow, whether it's deftly arguing with the officials to protect her players or calling important timeouts to control momentum. To help the squad with its coaching issues, Krakoff must balance the benefits and drawbacks of keeping the current roster versus bringing in a new viewpoint.
Besides, you are an absolute abomination of a head coach. I can't believe you actually have a job.
On the participant being the first director of basketball operations for the NBA, personnel front crop has a distinct advantage because she is aware of the complexities of team building and has a keen eye for talent. Krauskopf might hunt the free agent market for an enforcer, a player who can offer toughness and defensive grit to the court, even though the Fever's roster boasts talents like Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston, and Kelsey Mitchell. Finding the missing component through the market or trade options is also essential to maintaining offensive firepower in the event that the star player needs to take a break. Koff's stint with the Indiana Pacers, where she assisted in building a playoff contending roster, bodes well for her capacity to make an impact. As she searches for the ideal supporting cast to go with Clark's dazzling plate, her demonstrated ability to spot talent that matches a team's unique needs and culture will be extremely helpful.
This is a new beginning, it's a new start, and I think it's great for our franchise, it's great for our fans, and we're excited to see who can join us and help us as we continue to move forward and continue to be a great standard in the WNBA.
While there are chances and hurdles for Krakoff in the approaching free agency season, keeping Kelsey Mitchell, who is expected to go on the open market, should be a high priority. Along with Clark, Mitchell's return would offer consistency and offensive firepower, But Krakow also needs to think about possible upgrades at other positions to complete a squad of championship level. Given her declining role and performance, as well as the iPoop controversy involving her girlfriend, there are rumors that Lisa Smith may be on the trading block. Koff will need to determine whether Smith fits into the team's long-term plans, or if her trade value could bring in assets that better complement Clark and the core team. The return of Koff has energized the Fever fan base, and her remarks highlight her dedication to creating a winning culture in Indiana. The WNBA and the Fever have always been a part of me, and it is truly a privilege to be asked to return to lead this team at this unprecedented time of growth in women's basketball, she said.
Very excited to start this new chapter in my life and new chapter in my career.
The basketball world is excitedly awaiting Koff's first significant movements as she becomes comfortable in her role. If you've watched this far and are enjoying the video, please remember to like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications. We understand that watching this video takes some time, so thank you. Will she choose to completely revamp the show or make specific changes to improve the current framework? The answers to these questions could significantly alter the course of the Fever and Caitlin Clark's next season.
I'm going to miss Kelly, but also excited for her, and I think she's stepping into a great situation. I think, as we all know, see what the Fever do.
Although Koff's actions could change the course of the Fever, there is one pressing problem that needs to be addressed right away. The Fever's defense finished second in the league the previous season. Nevertheless, could this weakness turn into their greatest asset? The history of Koff construction, the analytics don't deceive, and championship-caliber teams may be the key to releasing Indiana's defensive potential. With the second-worst defensive rating in the league, Indiana's defensive problems were a major hindrance to their success the previous season. Opponents found it far too easy to score, particularly from beyond the arc. This obvious weakness not only put a great deal of pressure on the offense, but games also turned into shootouts, and when the Fever struggled with their stroke, they lost the game.
At the end of the day, it's not about the officiating tonight, for sure. I mean, we've got to be better defensively.
Her ability to develop successful defensive systems was demonstrated by her prior success in assembling an outstanding roster around Thomas Catchings. Now, with Clark serving as the focal point to strengthen the Fever's defense, she has a similar challenge. Through trades or free agency, Koff may try to recruit players with good defensive abilities. She will be searching for athletes who can help develop a defensive identity. Players with the ability to close out on shooters and create turnovers while protecting the rim. What about Gabby Williams, the French Olympic champion and defensive ace, a free agent from the Seattle Storm or the Phoenix Mercury Wing? Although it's unlikely, Sophie Cunningham might be able to negotiate a deal for Defensive Player of the Year in the WNBA. Lynx in Minnesota is Nafa CR. Developing a structure that supports Clark's attack is more important than merely stopping opponents when it comes to defense improvement. Magnificence with a more powerful defense group. Since Clark won't have to worry about outscoring opponents every night, she may be able to save energy, lower her risk of burnout, and even raise her game even more. Koff's defensive makeover may also involve a shift in coaching philosophies. It is impossible to overlook the criticism that Christie has received for her defensive tactics. Koff might think about adding a defensive specialist to the coaching team, or even looking into hiring a new head coach with a history of successful defense. It takes more than just talent to put in place a system that functions well under pressure. In order to solve this problem, Koff's expertise in creating playoff-ready squads will be crucial.
You don't know how to use Caitlin Clark's strengths. You don't know how to play to her weaknesses. You don't know how to draw up a simple out-of-bounds play. You don't know how to calm down muddy waters. You don't know how to call a timeout and relax everybody's emotions. You don't know how to talk to the referees. All you know how to do is wave your arms and defensive slide on the sidelines. And Christie slides, I'm tired of seeing it every single game.
Fans should anticipate a change in the club's identity as Krakow starts to carry out her vision. The squad may begin to take pride in their defensive toughness, similar to the 2012 championship team. This might include improved communication on the court, more focus on team defense, and a renewed emphasis on the basics, such as boxing out and contest shots. Although the change won't happen right away, Koff's history indicates that she has the perseverance and foresight to see it through, since she knows that creating a defense of championship caliber takes time and the proper system and personnel coaching.
Relive the magic of the 2012 championship with the 2012 team.
As Kov puts together her defense, the crucial question of whether she can assemble the ideal supporting cast for Caitlin Clark arises. The answer could be found in an unusual combination of well-known characters and newcomers. There is a wealth of potential at the heart of Indiana's future, and the Fever's roster is ready for a shakeup, with several fan favorites possibly finding themselves on the trading block. Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston, Lexi Hull, and Kelsey Mitchell Clark has already enthralled fans with his dynamic playmaking and long-range shooting. Boston, the former top overall pick in 2023, contributes interior presence and skill at grabbing rebounds. Mitchell's ability to locate the hoop puts pressure on the defense and creates immediate offensive opportunities. Red Hot's three-pointer and Hull's tenacious defense complete this encouraging foundation.
One word that describes Kelsey Mitchell, and that is killer.
She's a pure scorer, the number 2 pick of the 2018 draft, and you know that she's one of the best players at the pro level.
However, the team's future is in jeopardy. The Fever's top scorer from the previous campaign, Kelsey Mitchell, who averaged 19.2 points per game, is scheduled to become a free agent. While Nalissa Smith's name has surfaced in trade rumors, her role diminished as the season went on. Her offensive firepower perfectly complements Clark's game, creating a backcourt duo that can light up the scoreboard. Kokov must decide whether to open the checkbook to retain Mitchell or use those resources elsewhere to acquire another star player. Smith has good game averages of 10.6 points and 7.1 rebounds, but her three-point shooting is limited. Her placement in a contemporary offense centered on Clark's ability to create plays could Krakow trade Smith for a player who better fits the needs of the team. Speaking of players, Erica Wheeler is the highest paid on the team with a contract worth over $400,000. She is a great cheerleader for the team and plays well on the bench. When she replaces Clark, the game slows down. Should she be traded for a more experienced player who can support the starting five and be a good backup for Clark? A notable vulnerability revealed during the Fever's playoff run this season was the absence of veteran leadership against the battle-tested Connecticut Sunday. Kopp recognizes the importance of seasoned players who can provide stability in pivotal situations and looks for her to target free agents with postseason experience who can coach the young corp.
So I think we've positioned ourselves now to take the next step, and it's an exciting time. What will that next step be? Where will we go now? How do we go from 6th to being in the top 4 seeds?
Finding players who can anchor the defense and thrive off of Mars' outstanding passing will be Kopp's top objective because she has a ton of cap space and the financial flexibility to rearrange the roster. Her ideal lineup would include shooters who can spread the floor and defenders who can shut off the opponent's top scorers. Koff could put together Mitchell's game-winning punch, and a bothersome wing hole surround Clark as he runs the point. With a stretch 4 who can make three-pointers and switch to defense, Boston is anchored in the paint. This well-rounded assault would keep defenses off guard and provide Clark she needs the supporting cast to succeed, but roster construction is only one aspect of the picture. While Christie's sides led the team back to the playoffs, Koff also needed to think about how well the coaching staff could utilize this talent. Her in-game management and defensive tactics. In response to Drew's criticism, would Koff remain with the team, bring in fresh help to strengthen their areas of weakness, or take the risk of hiring a new head coach? The transformation of the Fever won't occur immediately. Koff's experience assembling the 2012 championship squad taught her the importance of perseverance and strategic thinking. As the offseason progresses, she'll probably adopt a methodical approach, adding players strategically and nurturing the youthful core. Every action Krakow does will be closely examined. Supporters will discuss possible trades. Coaching choices and free agency signings. There is a lot of expectation to develop a contender around Clark, but Krakow has performed well under pressure previously. Kelly Krakow's return as Indiana Fever president is a turning point for the team. Caitlin Clark's incredible talent and her shown ability to assemble teams of championship caliber paved the way for an exciting new era in Fever history. Fans are excited to see how Krauskopf will use Clark's star power to build a team that can compete in the WNBA again because of her experience and strategic vision, which give hope for resolving the team's defensive issues and completing a roster that can compete at the highest level. Her unique perspective from her time with the Fever and the Pacers positions her to make significant decisions in free agency and potential trades as Krakow returns to her role. Glory with Kraus Cup leading the way, the Fever's return to championship competition has formally begun. What adjustments do you believe are necessary? Please let us know in the comments section. Additionally, subscribe so you don't miss anything. We'll see you in the next one after you click the video on the screen.